Okay, the reason I had to stop the video and start a new video because of the battery was running out, so I have to plug in the AC adapter. Anyway, momentary Andy Sen was complaining about that I have to use too light for this video. So in the future video, I have to go to another location where there is more lights is for, so that to avoid this kind of complaints is. So anyway, in the future videos when I'm using this camcorder, I have to be out, like pretty much have a location with more lights is, so that I don't have to use up the two light. Anyway, because right now I'm only using one light, so you can't see my face because of the dark. So that's why I use the two light. Like anyway, but starting now I have to go to different locations to have, so that you could also see my face better with enough light and things like that. So just to point out, so in the future, like if I were to use this camcorder to do a video, I have to go to a different location with better lights and things like that. Anyway, so for now you just have to go with the, I'm just gonna wrap up this video, finishing up, because Andy Sen already complaining about the two lights. So I'm just gonna finish up this video with just one light, so kind of like in a way. So so just you have to bear with me, you know, just that kind of like it would be better with the two lights so that you could see my face better, but just for now, it's just because of the complaint, just have to go with just the one light and just bear with me about not able to see my face clear and things like that. Alright, anyway, so I'm gonna continue where I left off. So pretty much, that's why like I really have to emphasize a lot on it is I'm begging for help, basically the CTC promotional event, but you know just want to do it with a little bit of dignity, you know, instead of getting on my knee begging for help, you know, just do it with a little bit of dignity and things like that. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna finish up. Okay, there's only okay, so there is my situation emergency affair. So basically I'm just gonna read what I wrote on my situation emergency affair. Okay, so because I have stopped it for about almost a month of time, around a month of time, on the emergency, on my situation emergency affair documentary. It's supposed like I wanted to have high priority on this, but it's just because of the things in my schedule, so I have to put to aside for almost around a month of time. And so pretty much, so right when I got back to it, I wrote like this one sections to explain why I was away for about around months of time. Okay, so I'm gonna read this section out loud right now. Things I have to say before I continue with this documentary. Because of the things I have to do in my schedule, so I have to put to the side this documentary on last month, March 16, 2026. Today's date is April 17. Okay, so basically this section is wrote 2 days ago on April 17. Right now it's April 19. So like that's why I say like today's date is April 17, 2026. I still haven't have time to proofread what I have wrote. Also, this documentary would be more organized and easier to read if it is organized into books and chapters. I'm going to stop self-criticizing myself, including self-punishing myself, and give myself the break that I did my best. The people in my surrounding hate me very much, and the people hate seeing me around and hate the sight of me. When I get run over by a car and die at the scene, as I'm about to die, those people finally show me how much they hate me by shouting at my face about how much they hate me and want me to die. To stop self-criticizing myself, including self-punishing myself on why I have got sunk so low and continue sinking. Example, why my family members hate me so much, why people in my surrounding won't acknowledge me, why I'm alone all the time. The voices in my head is words because I can't see them, even though the people in my surrounding hate me, but at least I could see them. So to not continue with the exile / excommunication, self-criticism, and voices in my head, I'm going to talk about November 2015. There was a person who didn't ignore me. Then I would continue with this documentary. His name is Chong Wan Lam. He is my father. Father, I want to make distinction between victims and criminals, hunted and hunter, and praised and predators. I want to able to talk with another person. Please tell me that I don't have to keep embarrassing myself. My fear is I want to accept the pain so I could endure it and finish this documentary. But the self-criticism is, what if I don't have to be alone? Self-apology to myself because no one would acknowledge me, including my situation. Today around 10 o'clock a.m., as I rode my bicycle to the North Claremont Branch Library, I saw 3 ladies walking on the sidewalk. 2 ladies have departed from the 3rd lady. The voices in my head keep telling me that people like me because I'm a wealthy and respected person. So I stopped at my bicycle and told those 2 ladies that I'm doing a promotional event. They turn around and look at me, then asked me, They turned it around and looked at me, then I asked them if they are interested. They told me no, they are not interested. For argument's sake, the voices in my head happen to me because I'm poor. When I'm done writing this documentary, the world want to read it, then publishers all over the world want to publish this documentary. My documentary being published, it made me became a rich person. The voices in my head went away because I'm no longer poor. One last thing, I did some proofreading of this documentary to help me get back to writing this documentary. Not the whole documentary I wrote so far, just part of it. Looking at what I have wrote in this section, it could argue as if I did go by. Looking at what I wrote in this section, it would argue as if I did get hit by a car and die at the scene in the middle of writing this documentary. people could argue it as an act of mercy on me to put me out of my misery, my pain and misery. Basically, so that's the section I wrote to kind of get me back to writing this documentary. Anyway, like I'm saying, it's just pretty much. So, like I'm saying, I I don't know, for now, just want to keep it at, it's like, if somehow a miracle happened, someone leave me a feedback on my PTTS blog or YouTube channel, then it would save me a lot of pain and misery. It's like, so like I'm saying, these sort of, having these sort of hopes is, like, kind of like being more being positive, like, and also like the conference request, like, I felt like maybe it's just, like I'm saying, these sort of thing would really help ease my situation. It's like, don't have to felt, like, would lighten up the weights of my situation, help out my situation, things like that. So trying to, focus on these things, because, like, able to have a conference where there's a crowd of people who would listen to what I have to say would help out my situation, and lighten up some of the weights and things like that. So, it just felt like whenever you felt like you have some sort of negativity that you have to say against me, and to see that, like, I'm doing what I can to request for a conference, seeing that would, maybe lighten up your negativity about me and things like that. It's like, okay, so anyway, alright, the last part is my brainstorm plan, which I am. I will talk more about this some other time. Pretty much, the brainstorm plan is, the other day in the PTT exclusive Fort magazine, I kind of like talk more about it. Kind of like, basically, I just saying that, maybe I got everything neatly organized and everything, and neatly put into a package, a presentation, and present it in a video and upload it on my YouTube. Maybe would have a higher chance that people would watch that video. Basically, that was my brainstorm plan. Just keep it at high quality, high standard, and neatly organized and everything. It's like, okay, so for now, I'm just gonna. So I'll talk more about the brainstorm plan some other time. Right now, so I'm just gonna keep it at that. So that is the last thing on the list, the brainstorm plan. So pretty much that is all on the list. So if there's anything else I want to add to this video, I will add to the next video. Thank you for watching PTTS. Thank you for following PTTS. I'm going to end this video in 3, 2, 1.